Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here. Now I'm going to be working with this pattern paper that we picked up from Joanne's that I showed in my haul the other day. So I'm just showing you some of the pieces of it, and we're going to be working with it today. And I've got this little Shanna Makes It sign there because I'm just covering up the glare. I'm kind of getting tired of fighting the glare and having to zoom in to get past it. So I just made that little Shanna Makes It sign and threw it down there. Now I've got some glitter paper here, and I'm taking one of my stitched rectangle dies from Cat Scrappiness and cut it down. And I'm going to have a little white edge showing around the first card. I'm going to make 3 cards. I really make 4, but I actually cut one of them out because I don't like it. Anyway, so I'm going to take this Sweet Baby, Hello Baby pattern paper here, and I'm trying to decide what I'm working with here. And I've die cut that blue out, and I decided not to use it, and I decided to go with this kind of stitched pattern here. And now I'm just looking at the little cuttables that are there, trying to decide what I want to use. And I decide I'm going to use that Sweet Baby, and I'm going to use one of my stitched circle dies from Cat Scrappiness and just die cut out that Sweet Baby. So I'm going to just take and cut the cut parts apart so that I can just lay that one on my die cutting machine with that circle stitched die and get it. And then I decide that I feel like I want to layer it up with a different color, and I'm not sure I'm liking that glitter paper. So I take the glitter paper off, I grab some blue, I grab that stitched rectangle die again. I've cut it down to A2 size, and I'm laying it on there, and I'm like, nope, it's too plain. So I'm going to have to grab that stitch rectangle die again, die cut that out, and then come back in. You're going to see me doing a lot of switcherooing here on these cards because I can't decide what I like and what I don't like. So I went ahead and used that same paper and used the circular and took the larger stitched circle and die cut that out. And now I'm ready to just layer up on my first card. And I keep this one real simple. In fact, most of these are very simple. And I want to say, if you didn't have the nesting dies that I have, you certainly wouldn't need them. You could just cut them with your trimmer and layer them up, and basically just take this pattern paper and those cut aparts and make your cards. You wouldn't need anything else besides your cardstock for your card bases and any layering cardstock you'd want, and then the pattern paper. So if you have limited crafting supplies, you could certainly pick up some of this paper from Joanne's. Be real selective on your patterns so that they coordinate, and then just layer them up. And you'd have a very inexpensive card. If you look at just what am I using, 3 or 4 sheets of paper. So it was, and I don't use the 4th one in this video. So basically I've got 90 cents in pattern paper here. And actually, I think I have $1.20 because of the cut aparts. And you've got $1.20 in materials, and then you have your card base and any additional layers you decide to bring in. It's really some very inexpensive cards here. So I've been trying to kind of highlight some inexpensive ways to make some cards lately. In between, I've got a lot of upcoming videos with product that I can't use yet, so I'm just kind of filling it with some different ideas. So I took some of that stitched wavy pattern paper there and cut it down to fit on the inside of my card, just to add a little interest to the inside of the card. And then I'll get that laid down, and I think that'll pretty much finish off this card. I'm bringing in a little embellishment that I have, and I just decided I don't want to put any embellishments on these cards. And so I'm going to go with it like that. And then I'm going to start on the next one, and I already die cut that piece out, so I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to figure out what I need to make that work. And so I'm just looking at what I've got. I've got that baby pattern paper there that I wind up not using. And I pointed to the blue because I'm thinking I'm going to bring in a lighter blue. And so I was just testing that out to see if that would work. And I think it'll work all right. So I'm going to cut it down to an A2 size panel, and then figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I lay it there and I decide I'm going to rectangle stitch die that one as well. And I like it. I just love that rectangle stitch die. And I'm just going to lay it down on my card base, and I'll have a little bit of white edge showing around it, just like the other one. And then I'll lay my sweet baby, hello baby paper on there and get it laid down. Oh, I should tell you why I'm making 3 cards. We have a baby shower. It's a baby boy, obviously, from the pattern paper. And my sister, myself, and our mom are going to be going to the shower. And so I'm making 3 baby cards for that. It's this upcoming weekend. And so I'm just going to get these cards made and we'll be good to go. So I'm just looking at these little cutter parts and deciding what I like. I really like that sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. I thought that was really cute, but that's not the one I go with. I actually wind up going with this I love you with all of my heart, and it's got the little heart down on there, and I just think that's so cute. And I'm thinking I want to kind of lay it to the side or lay it wonky, and I'm trying to decide what size I want. So I'm just trying out my nesting dies, and I'm going to go with this one here, die cut it out, and because I want a little bit of that pattern paper to show. And then I go ahead and die cut out another piece to layer it with, and I'm just going to lay it kind of wonky down on that card, and I think it looks really cute. And like I said, if you don't have the dies, I mean, these 2 layers here are just a straight, cut, so you wouldn't necessarily even need the dies for that. You could just use your trimmer, and it's got a little spot on there, and I was trying to get it off, so I brought in my little glue eraser. And I'm just going to lay it down right like that, and I think it looks cute. I actually think I decided to put some foam tape on the back just to pop it up and give it a little bit of dimension, and you'll see a little bit of shadow from that top layer on the card, and that'll add some interest to it. And these are all, like I said, these are all real simple cards. I'm just letting the pattern paper do the work for the most part. And get that one finished up there. And I'm looking for some more scrap paper because I want to bring something to put on the inside. And so I'm just going to grab it. This one had kind of a rough edge on it. And when I put it in my Cricut trimmer, I should have used the guillotine, but I had stuff sitting on the guillotine. And it didn't cut very well. So I'm going to grab just another sheet of that and just take off a little strip that I can use and cut it down to what I need. I just need 4 1/4, and then I'll put it on the inside. I'm deciding what part of the pattern I want to show, so that's why I'm kind of twisting it around and cutting a little bit off here and cutting a little bit off there, because I think I wanted it to have the sweet baby and the hello for the inside of my card, and so I just kind of twisted it around and trimmed it until I got it how I wanted it, so I could have that sweet baby and the hello on the inside. Since you can't see all of the pattern paper on the front, I thought it'd be cute to be able to see some of the words on the inside, so that's why I cut it the way I did. And just get that laid down on there. And I've got 2 cards. Now I'm going to make 1 more, and like I said, I did make another one, but it didn't come together, so I just didn't include it in the video. Sometimes that happens. I've been kind of hard on myself with my cards, and I'm trying to bring cards that are, I guess, that I enjoy to the channel, so I'll just weed some out. Now this is an embossing folder, and I decided to maybe make one a little bit simpler, and I just used some white hammer mill cardstock, and I took that embossing folder, that's a Simon Says stamp embossing folder, and I'm just going to lay it down. And you could just have a white panel. You wouldn't necessarily have to have an embossed panel like this if you didn't have an embossing folder, and it would still make the card look really clean. I just wanted a little bit of extra detail with this. And then I decided I really like that wavy stitched pattern, and so I decided I would go ahead and take it and use my stitched rectangular die again, fancy stitched rectangular die. Actually, that's stitched scallop rectangular die, and die cut it down. I have my A2 Matting Basics there, and I think I'm going to use that, but when I get over there, I'm like, I want to use the stitch rectangular die on it. So that's what I did. And then I'll just get it laid down. And I probably, on this, I used my glue on this panel, and I really probably should have used my tape because I noticed that it didn't stick down well. It looks like I'm cutting the layer first, so you'll see what I mean here in a minute. So I'm just checking it, and I think I decided I need a little bit more off the side so that it will be even as far as the tops and the bottom and the sides are. So that's what I did, and I'm satisfied with that. I think it looks cute. Just says dear little one, and I just think that's cute. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit more to get it exactly like what I want it, and then I decide that I'm going to put a layer behind it. This paper is thin, and I just I think the layers help, so that's what I decided to do on this. I'm just going to bring some more of that light blue paper that I'd used for the other cards and just back it with that as well. So here I am. I found a scrap piece and I was like, is that going to be enough? And sure enough, it was. So I just made a real tiny edge. Now this is where I go and glue it. And I probably should have used my tape runner because I noticed it didn't, because of all that embossing, it didn't want to really lay down very well. And you can see as I'm working, lining up this other, you can kind of see that corner popped up there that I just rubbed down. And I thought I probably should have used my tape runner. Would have maybe made a better hold. So I'm just pressing it again just to make sure that it's good and stuck down, and I'm going to add this layer. And I think it's cute. I tried to make them look, although, you know, some of them have the same pattern paper on there, I tried to make them look very different. So I hope you like them. I thought they turned out cute. Thanks for watching and have a great day.